Hello, good morning. All are welcome for my industrial safety and awareness program. I am Sadashivan, fire and safety trainer. You may be knowing me. I am coming here last so many days. First, I have given you about 10 videos on general safety awareness. Then I have given another 20 videos on basic fire safety awareness. Then again I have given 20 videos on electrical safety awareness. Now we have come to an industrial safety and awareness program. Here also I have given last class up to 27 video. So we are continuing that industrial safety and awareness program. It is a continuous education system which I have planned for the benefit of those who are working in industry, not only in industry and others also. So last class what we have discussed is there what is the psychological hazard. So we have discussed so many type of hazards and also for the fire hazards. Today our class will be what is a fire hazard. We have already learned about the fire because 20 videos I have given for the fire hazards, but as it is an industrial program which we are continuing, that's why those who have not seen that or the video, the basic concept of a fire, how the fire, what are the fire hazards and how fire can be classified and which type of extinguisher we have to use, all this type of small knowledge you must have. On that basis only I am giving this video only. Okay, last class we have discussed psychological hazard. As what do you mean by hazard? Hazards mean anything which can harmful to air. So fire hazards means the harmful things which can occur due to the fire. You may be knowing that, all of you know that a fire can come to anywhere, to any place, because lot of fire hazards are there everywhere. So we have to control it. So what we have to do, how can we can control means we have to know the chemistry of fire. Then according to the what condition that fire can occur there, then we can prevent that one by removing any of the things that we will be discussing today in detail. Okay, first let us understand what is a fire. What is a fire? Fire is a chemical reaction. Fire is a chemical reaction which consists of three things. What are the three things? Oxygen, heat and fuel. That means oxygen must be there and heat, sufficient heat must be there, and also fuel. Fuel means something can burn anything. But these three things are occurring at a time. Then what will happen? A fire can occur there. So it is a chemical, a continuous chemical reaction will be occurrence there. So fire is a chemical reaction which consists of three things: oxygen, heat and fuel. All these three things we can represent in a triangle. Then that is known as a fire triangle. So one side is representing in oxygen, and the other side is in a heat, and another side is in a fuel. And when all these three things are in proportional way, a chemical reaction is taking place. That chemical reaction is known as fire. So continuous chain reaction, we can say that. That process of reaction is known as a fire. So how we can remove the fire? We have known that all these three things are there. Fire can occur there. There are some technical terms. Removal of oxygen from the fire, that is known as a smothering. Removal of oxygen from the fire, that is known as a smothering. Removal of heat from the fire, that is known as a cooling. Removal of heat is known as cooling, and removal of fuel is known as a starvation. So then you may be asking that the oxygen from where we are getting? From the air only. So how we can remove oxygen alone from the air? It is very difficult thing. It is not required to remove complete or to take out the oxygen alone from the air. What we are doing means just we are covering so that oxygen contact will not be there. Suppose something is burning there. If you are just covered fully, so that air contact will not be there, that oxygen contact will not be there. But only oxygen alone we cannot remove, taken out from the air. So these are the three methods. Heat, how we can remove heat? By cooling, pouring some water. And how we can remove the this fuel means you have to take out the material from the fire. So these are the three methods of a fire. I will just give you one example. This simple example you can do in your your laboratory or your area. You just take a candle and burn that candle, and you can see that the candle is burning there. Now you just take a glass and cover it there. Then what will happen? After some time, the candle the candle will not burn, because the oxygen, whatever the oxygen inside the gas has been taken for burning. Now the same candle, if you are just keeping it burning and put some water there, then what will happen? The cooling process has taken place, so the candle will not continuously burning. Now the same candle you allowed to burn continuously. After some times the wax completely get burned. Then what happens? The candle will get exposed that it will not, fire will not be there. So this, from this we can, that is removal of fuel. Whatever the fuel is there, that can be already used is there. So these are the methods. These are some examples. There are several examples are there. This is just I want to clear you, to clarify you in a better way. So in our practical cases also, if any one of the thing we are doing, we can control the fire hazard. Okay. Now, in order to extinguish fire, fire has been classified. Fire has been classified into 5 categories. One is known as a Class A fire. It is an ordinary combustible materials like paper, wood, cloth, etc. is known as ordinary combustible materials. Class B, that is a flammable liquid like a petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. That is known as a Class B material, Class B type of a fire. Class C is known as a flammable gas like LPG, CNG, etc. are known as a Class D type of fire. It is also known as electrical fire also somewhere. And also Class D is a flammable metals like sodium, magnesium, potassium. That is a flammable or combustible type of metals. Then Class E is electrical hazard. Previously it was electrical fire. Now it is known as electrical hazard. Why? Because this electrical fire consists of either Class A, Class B or Class C. There is no any special categories of electrical fire. So that's why Class E is known as electrical hazard only. Then Class F is a kitchen fire or cooking oil fire. That is something is burning in the cooking oil. That is known as a Class F. This is recently developed. So these are the fire categories. So Class A, ordinary combustible like wood, paper and cloth, etc. Class B is a flammable liquid, petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Class C is a flammable gas, something like LPG, CNG, etc. is a Class C is there. Class D is a flammable metals like sodium, magnesium, potassium, and etc. Class E is electrical hazard. Class F is known as a that is kitchen or cooking oil fire. These are the classification based on English, and also now in we are adopting the standards, so that's also we are using the same thing. Now coming to a categorization of fire extinguishers, what are the way? That also we can understand it. So for this there are extinguishers, which portable type of extinguishers are available, and extinguishers mean to extinguish fire. There are water extinguishers there, foam extinguishers there, and CO2. CO2 means carbon dioxide extinguisher is there, and also DCP, dry chemical powder extinguishers are also there, and wet chemicals extinguishers are there. In addition, there are some special type of powder extinguishers are also there. Halogen extinguishers are that not widely used. So which extinguisher where we have to use? For Class A fire we have to use water type extinguisher. Class B fire, that is for petrol, diesel and other things, there we should not use water. There we must use foam only, because what will happen is we are pouring water in the petrol, diesel, etc. that will float in the top only. So there we should not use a foam extinguisher. There use water extinguisher. There only foam. Class C extinguisher we can Class C fire we can use CO2 or DCP, and electrical fire also we can use CO2 and DCP. Then for wet metallic fire, special type of DCP we have to use it, and wet chemical we are using for the kitchen cooking oil. So these are the different type of fire extinguishers and where we have to apply. That also I have just mentioned only. So fire is a chemical reaction which requires three things: so oxygen, heat, and fuel. If any one of the things we are removing, that fire will not be there. Or removal of oxygen is known as a smothering, removal of heat is known as cooling, and removal of fuel is known as a starvation. Then fire can be classified based on the fuel it is burning. That is class A fire. Class A fire is ordinary combustible. Class B is a flammable liquid and gas. Class C is a flammable gas. Class D is flammable and combustible metals. Class E is electrical hazard. And class F is a cooking oil fire. So then the different type of fire extinguishers are available. Water extinguishers for class A type of fire, and foam extinguishers for the class B type of a fire, that's petrol liquid. The thing CO2 and CO2 or carbon dioxide extinguisher for class C type of fire and electrical fire. DCP is also using for electrical type of fire and CO2. In case of the CO2 is not available. Then what we have discussed, E is electric. There is no electrical category, electrical hazards only. Now, for kitchen cooking oil, we are using class F fire. So these are the just brief things which I have told you. This has a very detailed 20 videos I have given it a basic fire hazard safety things. So you can go through that one. Okay, for the time being, I am just stopping. I will be coming with another video in the next class. Wishing you all of you a good day, safety, healthy, and safe day. You have to wishing all of you. Thank you very much for seeing my video. Thanks.